Prince Philip's funeral was the epitome of British pomp and pageantry, rich with symbolism and nods to a life of service. But despite the global audience, it was in the end a small family affair because of COVID-19 restrictions. Images of the Queen sitting alone in her grief as her husband of 73 years was laid to rest resonated with many who'd lost their loved ones during the pandemic. In Gibraltar, a gun salute was fired from Devil's Gap Battery to mark a minute's silence, at the exact time the UK also paid its respects. Down below at the Convent, the Governor, Sir David Steele, Chief Minister Fabian Picardo and Commander British Forces Steve Dainton remembered the Duke.
Well, I think Gibraltar is joining in sadness and in grief with the whole of the British family of nations, and in particular with Her Majesty the Queen. Today we see a wife bury a husband. And so when we had a chance to look into the way that the Duke of Edinburgh planned his own funeral, I think we also see the extraordinary life of a man who gave so much to the United Kingdom and who did so much with his life, in particular honouring industry in the UK. I've had a chance to understand now that he was the person behind the Queen's Award for Industry. He was the person charged by the former king with ensuring that the Royal Yacht Britannia was commissioned in the right way. So I think a life well lived, a life dedicated to service and dedicated to all of the people of the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth and the overseas territories. The Duke's generation represents probably the greatest generation that humanity has ever seen.
GBC's images of the Royal Gibraltar Regiment featured in the BBC's live coverage, reaching a domestic audience of over 11 million. As a great supporter of Gibraltar and Gibraltarians, it was a fitting farewell.